Hello, my name's Sarah and this is my new YouTube that no one even asked for. I'm here, I'm answering some questions you guys have asked me about Big Brother. I'm ready to spill some tea, I'm ready to answer anything. I don't really care anymore. Who cares? It's in the past and I have a lot to say about it. So I hope you guys enjoy. Actually, I should explain Big Brother first of all. Big Brother is a big social experiment. It's a reality TV series here in Australia and many other countries in the world. And basically in Australia, we chuck 20 individuals into a house, no contact from the outside world, no phones, no movies, no music, no nothing. And we had to vote each other out one by one until the final 3 remained. And then Australia does a live vote to see who actually wins. You guys have asked so many questions. I reckon there's about 1,000 questions in there. So I'm gonna go through and pick through my favorites and kind of the more juicy ones that I see are being commented more frequently because I want to answer everything you guys have to say. There's a lot of questions about the audition, so I'm just going to go through a lot about the audition process. Basically, me applying, I didn't even think I would get on. I took the application process as a massive piss take. The questionnaire I did online, I did not take it seriously at all. I was quoting Steve Irwin, I was talking about Pauline Hanson, because I was 18 at the time that I applied, so I didn't even think I would actually get onto the show. I kind of just filled in the application at like midnight and I submitted some random as heck video of me in my car the day before the applications actually closed. I think when it comes to that first initial application process is literally just be yourself. Talk to the camera like you are talking to your best friend because that's what they want. It's a really long application process. There were so many stages to it and altogether I applied in October and I didn't get told that I was going until January. So that's a long time for the producers, for the psychologist team, for the wellbeing team to actually get to know you, so you can't be fake. And to be honest, they're looking for certain people in a way. For me, when I filled out my application, I got a phone call saying that I'll be receiving another phone call. So I got another phone call. That phone call said that I got to the group audition. The group audition was the worst day ever for me. I rocked up at 7 a.m. For cadets, I was at a military base like hours and hours away. So I had to get up at like 2 or 3 in the morning just to be able to get there. And they stuffed up my time. So I actually didn't do my group audition till about 4:30 in the afternoon. And I didn't bring food. I didn't bring a drink bottle, so I was so starving, I was hangry, I was annoyed, and that's why, as you guys saw in the TV series, I got a bit angry at Hannah throughout it, and Hannah in our group audition said she would actually put me up for eviction, so I kind of snapped back at her in front of all the producers, and I didn't even care. I was so angry at the group audition. I didn't even care if I got on at that point. I was kind of just there for a laugh, but I guess the producers loved it and they wanted me on the show. Following on to that, I've received a lot of questions if I recommend it, and 100% I do recommend it. It was the best experience of my entire life, but you've also got to realize that there's a lot that goes into it. Being in a social experiment like something like this tests your mental strength, that actually tests your physical strength as well. It sees how much you're going to crack under pressure, because that entire house is a pressure cooker. That's the word. But do I recommend it? Yes, I do recommend it. Best experience of my entire life. But people need to take into consideration the mental tolls it does take on you. It was so hard, honestly, being away from your family for so long. And even the psychologist before going into there said to us that one day was an equivalent to 3 to 4 days on the outside world. So that's why literally on day 2 I was already crying. It's a lot, and there's a lot at stake. $250,000 is at stake, and for someone like me, like that would literally change my life. It's really hard, and especially being so young. I applied when I was 18 and I was grieving at the time. Only, I think it was 3 months after I had a close family member pass away, I applied for Big Brother. And is that something I recommend? Probably not, but I knew I was strong enough, and I had so many psychologist reports saying that I was okay to go into it, and they won't let you in the house until you're mentally okay to do it. If you have any history of mental illnesses and even mental struggles at that point point in time, then they're more than likely not gonna let you in the house just because it's not good for yourself. Like, being put under that pressure does take a mental toll on you, and even watching it back when you're at home, I feel like that was the hardest part for me. Next question is, are Matt and Dan nice in real life? And 100%. Matt and Dan are probably one of the most genuine people I've ever met. They are so nice, and they're literally going to be friends of mine for the rest of my life. Dan made us laugh every single day. He's the funniest person, one of the funniest people I've ever met. So yeah, they're really incredible guys, and I really wish that Australia got to see their funny side and their lovable side, because I feel like that wasn't really showcased throughout the series as much as it should have been. What was your first reaction to getting accepted into the Big Brother house? So that one phone call that I got saying that I actually was in, I was working and I was kind of expecting the phone call. I knew if I received a number from this certain number, then I would have gone in. So I was actually serving a customer and I saw the lady call me, and I had to just wait for it to end. And once I finished serving that customer, I called to my coworker and I'm like, please serve this person, I've got to duck out and I've got a call, like, this is so important. And I called them up and I was so excited, but I had to keep a secret because I was at work, you know. We weren't really allowed to tell anyone except for our family and friends. So I was jumping up and down outside of Bunnings Warehouse looking like an idiot, but I was excited. There were 53,000 applicants. I know that was another question, how many applicants there were for our series. So yeah, 53,000, and I was one of 20 that got picked, and I feel like that's a pretty incredible feat for someone as young as me. Bathrooms private or awkward at all? I got this question actually a lot, and nothing's private in that house. We signed a contract saying that we will be filmed every square centimeter in the house. There are no blind spots. The bathrooms did have doors on them, but there was a camera facing the toilet bowl, and I know that that's not in everyone's comfort zone, but that's literally what we signed, and we knew the risks that we were taking to win that amount of money. Is everything real on the show, or is it scripted? Now, I've actually received this question multiple times. On every single photo I post, I always get a comment saying, oh, it's so scripted. And I actually went into this experience kind of half expecting for it to be scripted, because I knew that Married at First Sight was scripted, I knew Bachelor was scripted, I knew all these other reality TV shows were scripted, and the producers did tell them what to say. But I can hand on my heart, like, Scouts Honor, is it that? No, that's Hunger Games. Scouts Honor say that we were never told to say or do anything at any point in time. Everything you see us doing is literally us going crazy. If you were talking about a problem you had, let's say you were put up for eviction and you really want to, like, clear the air with someone, and you said that to Big Brother, Big Brother would recommend, like, how about you go up to the person and clear the air, because it could save your ass at the same time. But he never explicitly told us, say this. No producer ever told us to say something or do something, and that's something that I really appreciate about the production and about this series, is the fact that it's authentically us. So yeah, juicy tea. Who was the closest person in the house for you? I was probably closest with both Sophie, especially because we made it to the end together, so I spoke to her the most. Also Hannah as well. A lot of people are also asking if Hannah and I are still friends, and yes, we are friends. Not long after that, I actually apologized. They didn't show any of that, but I apologized. I owned up to my mistakes, and I knew that she was an incredible person after that, because I didn't really take the chance to get to know her. So I grew and I picked up the courage, apologized, and we ended up becoming really, really close friends in the house. So love you, Hannah. I also get a lot, what is the hardest challenge? And for me personally, probably the hardest challenge was, I think it was called the door tilt. It was where it was final 7 and we were in this metal frame, and the metal frame started to tilt, and it was basically the last one standing. That was the hardest for me because my shoes were not grippy at all. I brought in the cheapest pair of shoes, which I don't care, lol, peasant life, but that was a mistake because my feet kept on slipping, and also I could barely reach those damn bars. My arms were like stretched like completely, and I could still barely reach. So of course I'm not gonna win that challenge. Screw you, Big Brother. Or the hardest challenge was the corn shovel challenge, which is the one that I lost and I got automatically put up for eviction during my eviction. So of course that was the hardest challenge. I was not destined to win that. Hate my life. These little legs couldn't run as fast as the others could. Are the relationships between everyone actually like bad, or are they good towards each other? Okay, so what you see on the TV screen is literally how the relationships were in the house. Everyone did have their own groups, but at the end of the day, no matter how much we fought, all the fights were real. Like, that's exactly how we felt. But at the end of the day, we all loved each other. You know, we were like a family, and family fight, family get on each other's nerves. I want to punch my little brother in the face every day, and I feel like that's normal. And that's the exact same in the house. But at the end of the day, we hug each other, we say goodnight, and we will love each other for days to come. How did you have so many clothes to wear? We were told to basically pack for like 7 weeks straight. So we got one suitcase. We were allowed like 23 kilos or something, and we packed as much as we could. Yeah, a lot of questions I also get asked is if there was a laundry. Yes, there was a laundry. You guys didn't see it because the laundry room was just this literally blank room with a laundry. Yeah, you guys didn't see it because it was boring, and that's where we did our washing. Was it weird being the youngest? Yes, it was a bit weird just because, you know, Marissa, for example, was more than triple my age, but I knew I would be the youngest. Going into that house, and even through my group audition, I was the youngest other than me, was like 24 in my group audition. So I knew I would be the youngest in the house. And yes, it was hard. It made a lot of people underestimate me and not really listen to me, but I liked it because I used it to my advantage. Would you kiss Kieran? Yes. No, I'm kidding. I would not. I mean, I have a boyfriend. It's just literally in that room. But Hannah would, so... That scared the crap out of me. I literally jumped. Yeah, he heard kiss Kieran, and then he's like, what? How did you feel on the first day of BB? I felt pretty overwhelmed just because we snuck into the house, but yeah, it's an overwhelming experience. For the first 48 hours, it's overwhelming. Are you told to stay out of the backyard when they set up challenges? Where do you go? So basically, when they set up challenges outside, the big outdoor doors get blacked out. So these big blackout blinds come out, so we can't even see anything. Before a challenge, we're told to stay in our room just so then they can get that shot of us walking out and, you know, getting excited for the challenge. But while it's getting set up, we can't see anything. Sometimes we'll hear like a drill if the challenge is big, but other than that, like, we won't hear anything at all. These people are super quiet, so like, we didn't see anyone, we didn't hear anyone, so it was pretty cool seeing all the, like, how it all works. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Yeah, how long in the house did your opinion change on Hannah? Literally, like, the second day. Were you afraid of people would judge you for going on Big Brother? Yes, I was a bit scared that people would judge me just because I literally came out of high school like a year and a half ago at this point. So I think I was still in that high school mentality where like, oh crap, like people from high school are gonna judge me, like I don't really care. At the end of the day, I'm living life for me and I don't really care what people think. Like, whatever. How did your friends know you were missing, or could you tell them what was happening? We weren't really allowed to tell many people. Like, I told my family, I told my roommates. Other than that, I didn't tell anyone. A lot of people are actually told that I was backpacking Asia. I told them that, you know, I was going for like a 2-month-long trip, which was a wrong excuse to use because there was a global pandemic and that started in Asia. So a lot of people actually started messaging me in like March when I didn't even have my phone. I started looking through all my messages when I left the house, and all my workmates and so many people were so worried where I was. Sorry, but I was actually in the Big Brother house. They know that now, but it was funny. Rudest housemate. The rudest housemate that I probably won't be friends with, I feel like I won't keep in contact with this person, is definitely... Was it a bit awkward that Big Brother was watching you every day and all day long? No, not really. I mean, you just get used to it. Like, you get used to the cameras. It's kind of weird when you think about it. Like, people were literally watching you 24/7, but I mean, no shame. Is most of what we see on TV real or edited/manipulated? Ooh. Everyone in the house besides Dan and Matt I believe Dan and Matt are the most genuine, funny, and fun-loving people. They're literally shown 2% of what they actually were. So that's a bit frustrating, but every single other housemate in the house, how they're shown on TV is exactly how I saw them in real life. Stop blaming the editing, stop blaming production, because that's exactly how you treated people. Next. Sorry, this is really harsh, but I mean, I'm just trying to give 100% the truth. Would you go back into the Big Brother house if you had another chance? 100% definitely. I want to get that title. I just want to win. Ugh. Is Sophie and Chad still together? As of right now, they're still trying to keep it going strong. Right now is what, like July 19th. Right now is July 19th. There's Kieran. Okay, I'm editing the video and I did not explain this properly at all. I'm in my hotel lobby waiting to go back to the dreaded Melbourne. And yes, Sophie and Chad are still together, but it is very hard because Sophie is going to be going back overseas. So who knows where their relationship's going to be? Who cares? They're incredible people. Like, honestly, yeah, they're still together. I feel like everyone's thinking they're doing some sketchy stuff, but they really aren't. Like, give them a break. Okay, bye. Do you ever feel anxiety about being watched by thousands of people? And not really, in a sense, because I feel like it still hasn't hit me. Like, every time I watch the TV, I kind of just think it's some other person. I'm like, who's that short looking person? She looks 12. But the only thing that I get anxiety about is what people comment and what people message me, because people message me some pretty mean stuff, and like, of course it's what I expected. I'm not complaining about it, but I feel like if you're such a negative person that you feel like you have the right to straight up message someone such rude things and such mean things, then like, what are you doing with your life? Honestly, like, I don't watch TV or I don't watch YouTube, and if I don't like this person that much, I'm not going to make a comment, or I'm not going to message them how much I hate them. Like, I do read the messages and it does hurt a little bit. Like, just remember, like, I've never been on TV before. Like, I've never experienced anything like this. So I'm literally just a normal person. So yes, it does hurt. Don't do it. I will cry. What was the hardest decision you had to make in the house? A lot of my decisions were strategically based. And one of the hardest things I had to do was actually to evict Garth, because with Garth's eviction, that was actually because of me. I orchestrated that, and it was a really bold move for me because I was in an alliance with Garth. So I knew that if I hit and then I missed, he would come flying straight back at me. And he was such a fierce social competitor. So I knew I had one shot to do it, and I made it happen. And that was really hard for me because I was so scared of my position in the game. I went to Dan, I went to Xavier, and I did it in a way that still wouldn't backfire on me. So from what everyone thought, it was actually Dan, but no, I was actually the first person that told Dan that this is what we needed to do. One of my best strategic moves in the game, and it didn't even get shown. I didn't even get credit. I'm a mastermind, I swear. I'm not floating. What did you do in your audition video? I literally just talked smack. I put on the camera, I said what my passions were and what drive I have and what I love to do in life and what my biggest fears are, and I said what I do for work and what I study, and just kind of everything about me that I feel like they need to know, because at the end of the day, I didn't really care if I got on or not. I wanted them to know me for who I am. So yeah, I had one shot and I hit it. And that's what everyone should do. Show them who you are. This video gets like 15,000 likes, I will post my audition video. How about that? It's really embarrassing. I did it really last minute, but that's what I'll do for you guys. So, how hard was it getting used to showering with other people around? Pretty hard in the beginning, but I mean, I always showered in a bikini, but by literally like what, day 10, all of us girls were showering together, and you know, like Casey and Sophie, and everyone was naked, and we're all sitting there like scrubbing each other's backs, and we're like gossiping about the house, and yeah, like we all became family, so nothing to hide between us girls. It was always like the girls shower together and the boys shower together. We didn't really try and cross those boundaries. Did you know what the time was in the house? No, we got no clocks. We didn't know the date or the day or nothing like that. We were literally going crazy, like crazy. Something as simple as not knowing the time of day really takes a mental toll on you. We relied on the sun. So That's how it took. And on cloudy days, there was no sun. So we had no clue. We had no perception of time at all. Okay, so that's all I'm going to be answering today. I've literally been filming for an hour. Thank you so much for sending through your questions. Maybe I might do it again in a couple months and you guys can ask some more juicy questions, because I'm ready to answer anything. I don't care. I'll spill that tea. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I'm so excited to be starting a YouTube channel. I feel like this is every Gen Z's childhood dream. So, I mean, stick around, subscribe if you want to see my journey and see what I actually get up to without being on a reality TV show. But yeah, thanks so much for watching, and I'll catch you in my next video very soon. Thanks. Bye.